Hello, everyone, and thanks for giving us a listen. If you'd like to show our support, please check out our Patreon and Linktree under Interactive Distractions for access to additional Day 1 content, as well as to be part of our awesome community. Thanks again, and we hope you continue to be distracted.
Hello and welcome to Interactive Distractions, episode number 428. My name is Christopher Riccio and I am here with Geoff Chorney.
What up?
Jason A. Striker.
Hi, I'm Jason A. Striker.
And how many Travises does it take to change a light bulb?
Just me. No.
Travis Baum.
Not even one, because he had maintenance come by. So,
yeah.
Well, actually, no. It took one to Travis to make the call. But
to get maintenance to come by.
Melissa made the call for him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Today we are going to be talking about a ton of stuff that has been gone over on the showcase week that we just had, and I think we have something new to talk about in distractions. But let's see how everybody's doing first. Travis, why don't we start with you, buddy? How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I got all that stuff fixed.
Oh, did you? So
Yeah.
you did actually get it all fixed. Good.
how was the
got
deep
it all
clean?
fixed. It was good. It was
Yeah,
good. I
cleansing.
plugged in my headphones and just put on Spotify and just like clean for about 4 hours straight. Just deep clean. I'm talking like from ceiling to baseboards. It is spotless
Good shit.
in this bitch. Yeah. Little responsibility. Never hurt anybody.
You adulted. Congratulations.
I did. I went up a level. So
You went up a level.
yeah, but other than that, just kind of a normal week. Don't want to bring the energy down. Not a great mental health day or week. It's been a rough one, but there are plenty of video games to keep me afloat. Chatting with you fine folks over the week has been also very helpful. So keeping the energy up as high as possible, even though it's been kind of a rough week. But other than that, really nothing going on. I usually have an anecdote. I feel bad about that, but no, it's just super low key from the T-Man today. Apologies.
No worries, man. We all have those days. I just glad you're doing okay. Hopefully hopefully it's trending upward for you.
Oh, I'm sure it will be.
Good stuff. Jason, how you doing, buddy?
I'm the J-Man. You can call me the J-Man now. It's cool.
Oh, can we?
Yes. We're going first initial man.
Okay.
It's hot. The AC broke again. Shit.
What?
Yeah, it sucks in here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's making it like a real high-pitched whine, like one of the fans is broken or something. We can't really tell. So now we'll get somebody else out here to take a look at it. But
No, that sucks, dude.
so I'm
sorry to hear
sweating. It's swampy. It's swampy in places that I don't want to talk about.
Oh, I'm well aware of those places.
Yes.
I'm talking about on you, not on myself.
Yep.
No.
Nobody knows about
Oh
it.
boy.
That's about it for me. Sweltering.
All right. Geoff, what's up, dude? How you doing?
A whole bunch of nothing. Guess what, guys?
What's up?
I still haven't worked.
Holy
Oh my
shit.
god.
Yeah. Yep.
This is a running thing for what? 4 shows now, pretty much?
Since almost. I think I was supposed to start the week after
The week we came
we
back.
started
or-
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, the week I think we recorded, and then the Monday was when I was supposed to start. I'm pretty sure that was the timeline.
That
And
sounds right.
Yep. The good news, we're down to one thing they need to fix. So
Okay.
I told them today, I'm like, this is what tech support told me. You guys need to fill out this form, electronic form, send it into them. And by the way, this is the second time I've sent them this. I've told them this 2 weeks ago where they told me the same thing about this one thing that wasn't working. And I'm like, it has to come from you guys. You have to do it for them to give me access. And that was this morning. I haven't heard back from them yet. So my hopes aren't high that it's going to be working tomorrow, but at least it's the only one thing that needs to be fixed. And I'm just praying that when they fix that, they don't screw up the other 4 things that have been screwed up. So we'll see.
Have they tried calling maintenance? If that works.
No, they have not.
They'd have
works
to
really
deep clean
well.
the entire office first. Travis.
Exactly.
Have they tried calling their wives?
Okay.
Sometimes wives are great. They'll crawl under houses for you and fix ACs.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah. We'll go places we won't go.
Right.
That's for sure.
We all need wives like the J-Man,
Yeah.
for sure.
Mhm.
Well, hands off mine.
That's it. Nothing exciting, man. Not outside of games and stuff like that, and random boring shit that I want to bore with you with. Including my English grasp of the English language. Chris,
That's not boring.
We're
It's
still working on that.
That's very amusing.
Not a ton to report. You're having all these troubles at work trying to get hooked back up, and my laptop died on me and had to get a new one, so that took all of like 2 days.
Oh,
so
geez.
I think my IT group's doing a little better than yours, buddy. Sorry,
a little bit. Maybe they should give your team a call.
Yeah, might be a good idea. Actually, the guy that we have that runs the IT shop is just freaking fantastic. He's amazing. So it's good to have him around. But other than that, trying to keep my son on the straight path because he's taking a summer class. I don't know if I mentioned that last week. So that's been an adventure. But yeah, pretty much it. And then games. Got a lot of shit to talk about today, I think.
Yeah.
So we should probably jump into it. I have one new thing to talk about. I think it's the same thing that everybody else has new to talk about.
Let's jump into it. Let's just jump straight into
you
it.
Want to do that
Well,
first?
all four of us know what we're gonna talk about. Is there anything else that we're gonna talk about in distractions?
No,
besides that
people want to hear the hotness first. Jump into the goodness. Let's go.
The new hotness, old and busted, new hotness.
Which sadly is a demo.
That's right.
I want to talk about it. I'm pumped.
All right,
I'm ready to go. Let's talk Final Fantasy.
About it because I'm angry. I'm a bit angry.
Why are you angry,
Chris?
I'm angry for the right reasons. Like I'm angry because I am angry at like all the characters in the fucking story and the direction it's going.
We haven't even mentioned what this is yet.
It's Final Fantasy.
Oh no, it's Final Fantasy. Yeah. So we're talking about Final Fantasy 16 demo.
It's important.
Right? I'm gonna hold off and on my angers because
good for you.
My angers are spoiler based, and I never thought that I would worry about spoilers in a demo, but I feel like I have to worry about spoilers in a demo. Like that's where I'm at right now. So yeah, just from I am concerned, but I will say this, like I was not excited about Final Fantasy 16 until I played the demo. Now I'm pretty excited about Final Fantasy 16.
Same. But actually, yeah.
From it's from the cinematic quality of it to the like the gameplay is pretty good. You know, I like the action oriented style of it. I dig the and I only played the primary demo. And after you finish the primary demo, they open up like an additional mode that you can play with the main character where he's a little bit further in the game and he gets some additional powers and stuff. I haven't gotten a chance to do that. I haven't gotten a chance to do that.
Yeah.
But even with like just the basic shit, it's pretty neat. Like you've got your basic melee attack, you've got your fire spell, and you can kind of combine shit. I kind of dig it. So I'm interested to see what you guys are thinking.
Yeah, it for something that was supposed to be an appetizer, it sure as hell felt like an entree after you were done, right? Like it was.
Man.
There's a lot of meat on that bone in just a couple of hours. I didn't play it as well. The second part of the demo by choice. I will jump in and say that real quick. I got what I wanted out of this demo. My hype was there. My hype is there now. I was going to get this game. I feel like I'm contractually obligated to get every Final Fantasy, every main numbered Final Fantasy. So I was going to play this game regardless, but I had some cautious optimism about this game because of the combat system. It's the furthest from traditional Final Fantasy that we've seen to date. The battle director is the guy who did work on Devil May Cry. They had Platinum Games come in and do a little work with them as well on this. So it's full on action, and after getting my hands on it, I'm sold, like wholeheartedly sold. It's not as crisp of a game as like a Bayonetta or Devil May Cry, but I don't think that was the expectation.
No, I mean, they're not making a character action game. They're making Final Fantasy with an action oriented battle system, right? That's kind of the idea.
But it works really well. Like if anyone watched the watched the movie like Advent Children. You remember Advent Children for Final Fantasy VII?
Watch it every year, yeah.
If people saw that,
I'm sorry.
If people saw those fight scenes in that movie and was like, I would like a Final Fantasy that looks like that, this is that. Like, this is the closest I think that
Sure.
you're going to get that kind of experience, which is great. But I'm with Chris. Like, I had a mixed bag of emotions, but all in a positive sense. It does start off a little bit slow. It takes its time to kind of like heel toe its way into the story. Very cutscene, a lot of cutscenes, and I think that's gonna. I mean, obviously, it's a Final Fantasy game. There are going to be a lot of cutscenes, but I mean, the developers came out and said you're looking at 70 to 80 hours for a full completion, 25 to 35 hours for just a mainline story completion with 11 hours of cutscenes. So it's like, wow, that's a lot of cutscene for a game that can be mainlined in 25 to 35 hours. So but man, like I said, it's hard to talk about this without spoilers, but it does start off a little bit slow, but by the time you reach the climax of this journey, this 2-hour journey, I mean, how I'm feeling and how the internet seems to be reacting to it seems to be massively positive. Every single person is talking who's played this is talking positively about it and showcasing a lot of love for what this game could be. My main shout out, on top of the great combat, which surprised me, on top of the great graphics, on top of the awesome music, and on top of these characters that I'm already starting to like, getting a feel for and wanting to learn more about them, especially Torgal, that little dog, I think is going to be really fun. The voice actor for Clive kind of blew me away. I've heard people who had hands-on like really sing his praises, and then hearing the voice actor for Clive talk in trailers, I'm like, really? He seems very dry, very one note. And then you get to the climax of this story, and it's one of the greatest voice acting performances in an RPG that I've experienced, in such a small morsel. I mean, he really lays it out on the table. There's anguish, there's anger, hatred, and it is a performance that I hope we see span the entire range of this game, because he knocked it out of the park, and I am sold on Clive as a main character. And I hope that the game continues to sell me on these other characters too, because it definitely does have like a darker, mature, which I love, the mature feel of this game.
I was expecting that to come up. Like, this is the first Final Fantasy, mainline Final Fantasy, to have a mature rating, and it is very mature. They are not backing down on it. It is right out of the gate.
Well, it's like, Game of Thrones, and they've said that.
It is. Yeah, it's very, very much Game of Thrones. And there was a part in there where, like, while playing it, I just audibly was like, yo, that's not, like, just in general, that was not cool what they did. And and like in the storyline based, but man, it was I feel like I want to talk about the like all the non-spoiler stuff, and then tag it and then say, all right, we're doing spoilers now, so move on if you don't want to. Okay, go ahead.
It's a hard-hitting, tragic ending to the demo for sure. And it really does set the scene and stuff like that. But and I was looking online, people like, this is the most heartbreaking thing I've ever seen in a video game. I don't know if it goes that far.
I don't know if it goes that far. But I don't think I'm feeling the emotions you guys are. Like, I thought it was great, but I wasn't. It didn't like. I could probably name 20 games that were more emotional for me playing.
And I agree.
Not to take away from it, I just don't think it was that crazy.
And I'm certainly not. I don't disagree with you there, Geoff, but it's that I wasn't expecting it. Like, it was
especially
completely unexpected from a Final Fantasy game.
It's not going to take you to like Last of Us 1 prologue levels at all, but I mean, like Chris said, I think you nailed it. Like, you didn't expect it to go that far.
No.
And I'll be honest with you, this is the last thing I'll say, because Jason needs to speak on it too. But like, I don't know how they go back on the M rating after this. Like, it works so well. It works so damn well. I don't know how they go back on it. It's good.
They better. I'd better be able to romance and seduce and see some boobies. I want some boobies. Think there'll be boobies?
No,
I think
I
there'll be. I
don't.
think there'll be some
I don't.
sexual. I think there'll be some coitus.
Okay.
But I don't know if there'll be any
No boobage.
boob action.
No boobs.
Because
BEWS.
I think the ESRB says like brief nudity. I think.
Oh really?
But it does say
You'll see a
sexual
butt.
content.
That's fine. I'm still on board because you know what?
Bums.
It's actually pretty fun. I'm having way more fun with this than I expected. I haven't been this excited about Final Fantasy since like 13, which I enjoy the combat of a little bit. And this I'm really, really looking forward to because of that action-oriented combat, because there is influence from, some very top-rated action developers like Platinum and such. I really enjoyed the second half of the demo, which was just combat-focused for the most part. There were a couple cutscenes in there for sure. But it was just a vertical slice of, like somewhere in the game. So you're not given a lot of context or anything, but regardless, they give you like two other icons. I think you're an icon and you use like summon like abilities
Phoenix,
or whatever.
Titan, and one other
Phoenix,
one.
Titan, and I think it starts with a C, but it's like a you get to do attacks and blocking and whatever. Based on these creatures, and the one that we're missing the name of is one that she's like fast hitting attacks and stuff. She's got air juggles and stuff. It's cool. It's cool, and it was way more than I was expecting out of combat. Even if they did say that it was going to be more real time than anything. So, as far as the story is concerned, dude, I'm on board. Yeah, this seems pretty cool.
Yeah, I kind of echo most of those statements. I had it pre-ordered for a while now, but playing the demo just made me really look forward to it. I think it hit all the things I need. I will say though, I don't think it feels like any way whatsoever like a Final Fantasy game. So I actually think it's more of a character action game with some Final Fantasy thrown in, because I can't. And I think that's one of the reasons why I really like it a lot. And I've liked other Final Fantasy games, but this one right away from the get-go was like, shit, yeah, this feels good. It looks good. It plays well. The characters already seem pretty awesome.
I don't know, man. You give me a chocobo, and I'm like, this is Final Fantasy. Through and through.
Yeah. There were the horse chickens in there, but if it wasn't for that, no one you could have called that game anything.
Chicken horses.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, that's
I don't want to piss anyone off. I don't want the internet to get mad.
Don't put the chicken before the horse, or the horse before the chicken.
Very important. Very important.
Yeah, but no, it's pretty awesome. I wanted to play through it again, but then I was like, nah, I'm just gonna wait. Because we know if this is like a prologue or if this is the beginning of the game.
This is the beginning
of the game because you save your progress to carry on to the full game, which I think it's a
save
baller.
like a level or something.
What a baller marketing move!
Very smart
10 days
move.
10 days before your game comes out, you give us the first 2 hours, and you're going to be like punching us right in the jaw, and then ending the demo. And then you can save your progress and continue in 10 days. I thought that was a really smart move by them. So if people were on the fence and hadn't, planned on purchasing the game, I think that is a move that will push them over the edge. It's a really good, smart way to get people invested before release, instead of doing the normal thing like charging people $10, $20 more for like a couple of days of early access. You know what I mean? Like, this was a really smart, organic way to do that, and I liked it. I almost felt a little bit guilty after playing it and being so excited afterwards, because like I knew going in that this was a Final Fantasy that was being directed by Yoshi P, who was the guy who essentially saved Final Fantasy 14 after the initial release and its terrible quality.
Its dismal appearance at the very beginning.
So this is the game director who created A Realm Reborn and kind of essentially rose it from the ashes like a phoenix, for a lack of better, for a better lack of term. So like, it's, and I should have known going in that this was going to be a banger, because he was leading it. But it just felt kind of bad because like I should have known better. And now I don't know. Like I said it on Twitter. Like I feel like if he nails this game, he's gonna reach like Sakaguchi levels of like Final Fantasy fame because of what he did with Realm Reborn. And then if he pulls the trigger and like hits every shot with this one, man, he could be the man over at Square. So, is that enough on Final Fantasy? I think we've talked. That's the most we've ever talked about a demo on this show.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, that's not
I don't
true.
think so. That's not true at all.
That's not true at all.
Yeah, our first episode.
Our very first episode was the Uncharted 3 demo,
Yeah,
and that was
a few good demos.
That was the feature of that.
Yeah.
I think
been some good.
I think I whined longer than we just talked about Final Fantasy.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Do we want to tag this spot and do spoiler stuff right now? Because I kind of.
I think we can talk about more of the game when it comes out. Like,
fine.
I don't know. Yeah, it's. We all watch it. We all know.
Yet.
I'm distraught right now though because I forgot
support,
it came out.
Yes.
No. I forgot it came out so soon. Like, I'm still playing Zelda and Diablo, and now Final Fantasy's coming out, and I'm like, fuck, what do I do?
Yep.
You know.
I got my pre-order from the standard to the deluxe too. So.
I got you.
They got me.
Oh, they did get you. What do you get extra with that? I thought it was only like a soundtrack and
it's like
art
a soundtrack and a that's it. Yeah.
Steelbook soundtrack. I think that's the DLC that with it too, isn't there?
I didn't see anything like that.
Steelbook gets me every time.
Yep. You just saw the Steelbook and we're like, okay.
Pretty much. Right. That's pretty much what sold me.
All right.
What? $30 more? I'll take it.
Yep.
Some cheap tin to wrap my disc in.
Mm-hmm.
Just drawing
it. Look good on my shelf that I'll look at once.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like the deluxe is $30 more. Wow.
Good Lord.
Yep.
Got Mr. No Job Moneybags over there.
Yeah.
I'm still getting paid.
Mr. No Job but still gets paid. That's the big thing.
Yeah. I'm doing unemployment right. Even though it's not really unemployed, but yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Steelbook, Big Map, and soundtrack.
No future DLC or anything like that? No no season pass?
I don't see anything about it.
Where's my battle pass, damn it?
Yeah, seriously.
Man.
Street Fighter
every other game has one.
I mean, I guess
Street
I'm buying
Fighter,
this game now.
Is the battle pass out for that yet?
It is, yes, indeed.
I have not bought that.
You probably shouldn't. No, you shouldn't.
Yeah, probably not.
The best thing is that you're getting out of it are some cosmetic items for your avatar. The rest are like titles and stuff, or reflex tokens or something like that. Rental tokens. There we go.
The ones where you can rent characters.
Yeah,
and stuff. I saw that.
Yeah,
that's a cool idea.
It's cool, but you can't play them online. I think you can only play them offline. Even so, I would bring a character like that in the training to try them out first. So,
yeah, for sure.
They got their battle pass, and I want nothing to do with it. And I have a feeling they don't either. Like I have a feeling this was for investors to say that, hey, we're doing this too, but they're really not putting any effort into it. It
might take a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe
some
we'll have better
new games
stuff
that do this.
Yeah, I want colors for my characters. I want costumes and stuff like that.
That's what I want.
Then I'd be interested. Stages, yeah.
If you said there's more costumes and stuff, then I'd be like, yeah, totally. I would totally do that. But if it's just stuff for your avatar, then I could not care less.
I wish they would have locked those second costume slots
behind that.
Yeah, behind that, as opposed to trying to do everything in the fucking world tour mode. Which is what it's called now, the fucking World Tour.
I still haven't booted that up yet.
I'm just mad at
Ironically, this is the first mature Street Fighter game as well, and I'm really excited about that,
Yeah. There we'll get some boobs and some feet.
J-Man, are you not really digging the Street Fighters, man? What's up with this?
No, I am digging it quite a bit. I really, really love Kimberly. And there's a couple of the characters that I'm really eyeing up as well. So I'm enjoying playing in like training, like I'm finding new stuff, like new tech or whatever, and just practicing it over and over, and it's been soothing to a degree. What gets me anxious is thinking about ranked matches, but as I said last week, like I hadn't done them yet, but I bit the bullet. I finally did it over the course of the week, and I came out in silver, which is
good shit.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty good. I lost like my last 3 or 4 matches or something like that, but I think I had more wins than losses, so that's good. But
there you go.
So I got that part done, but we'll see about. I've maybe played 3 or 4 ranked matches afterwards. That's about it. But I still really like the title, and I just got to play with friends more.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
We've been playing it still often. We played it. We had a
At
session
7 a.m.
Thursday night morning. Yeah, we had a
Jesus.
7 a.m.
I saw that this morning. I'm like,
fight nights.
I got to work and popped up Discord, and I'm like, what the fuck, Geoff? Geoff is playing Street Fighter at 7 a.m.
Yeah. There's like 4 of us. It was Pigpen, his brothers Jason, and Glenn. Glenn jumped on for a bit, and then tomorrow I think I'm jumping on 7 a.m. with Scott Sauer, and I think Pigpen might be making that one as well, and
maybe I'll
Andrew,
just stay
Possible
up.
Clan.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. So yeah, we're trying to make this a thing. It's a good thing to get Pigpen involved too, because he's over in the Japan.
Yep.
So
I was
cool.
thinking about him. I was thinking about him recently because over here we were kind of discussing the possibility of a Japan vacation, and I was like, man, it'd be great to like stop in and see him during that trip at some point too. That'd be cool.
Yeah. So yeah, still enjoying the Street Fighters for sure.
Good stuff, man.
I guess I've taken over this segment. I'm gonna keep going. Final Fantasy I played, but I think my son has actually played more games than I have, and I just wanted to talk about that quick. Brag that my son started playing Inside a couple days ago.
Okay. Oh my god, really?
Really?
And he beat
he's
it
not
today.
Scared of it?
No, he's not.
What?
No.
Really? Okay.
He beat the damn thing by himself.
Wow. Nice.
There's some good puzzles in there that are not easy.
Yeah,
from what I remember.
Usually, if he gets stuck, he'll come up here and he'll ask me so we can like look up a video together. But he didn't have to. So we started him on Portal today, and he says he's in love with it. He's addicted to it.
Cool. How old is Griff?
7
right now. 7.
Yep.
I was about my age when I was starting to play video games. That's a good age.
Yeah,
he's really dig into it.
Yeah, we turned on like the no fail mode in Mario Odyssey, and he beat that too. And he was like 4 or 5 or something like that.
Fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
Nice.
He's into it.
I always want to like try to put myself in the shoes of new gamers starting playing games today, because I mean, we're all 40 and up on this podcast, and we all started with the 8-bit era where every game was massively difficult. I remember saving up allowance, taking a chance, because there were tons of games like on those shelves, and like you took a chance on a game, and 9 times out of 10 that game was going to be horseshit, right?
Yep.
And you had to own it. You had to own it. And nowadays, like, you have so many options. One, the games are just breathtakingly amazing at this point, and then you have so many options to kind of figure out if a game's good or not, versus it's just how cool it must be to like play video games and get into it today versus how it was in like the 80s and 90s and stuff like that. So good on him for starting, man. That's exciting. As a dad, that must be exciting stuff.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because we just talk about it, and he immediately ran up here to tell me that he beat it and stuff. Even though yesterday he turned it off, because once he turned into the thing at the end or whatever, he was like, he kind of noped out a little bit. but there he was the next day.
It's brutal.
He was
brutal.
He was at it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So at the end
Very
of it,
cool.
did he get very philosophical and was like, so I guess at the end, what it really means, like what like
Yeah. He jumped into his second playthrough, and he was narrating it,
dissecting everything.
Yeah, he's been watching YouTubers, so he's practicing. He's practicing on how to stream right now, I think. So
nice,
because he just talks to himself. Yeah,
that's fun.
That's the real reason Jason's scared of Street Fighter. He's afraid to teach Griffin, because it's only a matter of time.
Oh yeah, I asked
the
him.
Apprentice.
And
did you? What did he say?
He said no. Didn't want anything to do with it. But I showed him. Yeah, I showed him that I made Jason Voorhees in World Tour mode. Fucking World Tour mode. And he was like, I'll try this. And I put him on modern controls, and he was doing moves and having fun. He has to play it the next day. So that's cool.
Cool.
Nice.
We'll get him yet, boys. Get him yet. Anybody else?
Any other game?
No, I got nothing.
I've just been playing more Diablos. I think I'm close to Act 4. I'm trying to this point because I heard that if you open up your horse for one character, you get it for everybody at the beginning. So that's what I'm going for right now. I'm just trying to open up the horse. So I'm trying to go through all them story missions.
Yeah.
Still enjoying that.
I think it's like Act 3 or Act 4 or something like that. You get the horse.
Yeah, I think I'm at the end of Act 3. Hasn't popped up yet, but any second now. But that's pretty much. I played some Liza P. I didn't beat the demo yet.
Oh yeah.
I did get to the part, because funny story. What I thought was the last boss, and Travis also thought so too, was not the last boss of the demo. You
There's a
actually
whole lot more.
there's a whole other section afterwards,
Yeah.
and that's when it opens up the Lies of P mechanic, so to speak, where you can get these cool arm attachments and different hilts and blades and stuff like that, and it actually kind of fleshes out the combat.
Yeah.
So I had this cool hook thingy on my arm that I could like grapple enemies toward me and beat the shit out of them. So that was cool.
Yeah.
But really not too much to add from last week based just on that, because I played it for a little bit after that point, and then I totally forgot to go back because mainly because of more Street Fighter, and then when I was going to go back to it, I was like, oh yeah, the Final Fantasy 16 demo's out, and then I just never went back to Lies of P yet. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I might just wait for the game.
So it was a funny anecdote because like I was late to get on the podcast last Thursday because I was playing the Lies of P demo. I beat what I thought was the last boss. You walk up to an area and you get the title card, and I was like, okay, demo over. Suspend PlayStation, run upstairs and get ready for the podcast and stuff. And then that's when Geoff was like, no, there's a lot more. I'm like, there's a lot more, and there was like it's a whole nother stage. Multiple different mechanics are introduced at that point. So
cool.
like it was just a straight up bare bones Souls like up until I got a chance to jump back into the game. And I really love I think it's a kind of a smart mechanic, because that was the one thing that I was saying, like, a lot of Souls likes like to like follow the traditional Souls like patterns, but kind of bring their own thing. And you do get a chance to, see what this new thing is. And I like being able to like combine, every weapon is a hilt or a blade, and you get to mix and match, and everything has different damage damage scaling modifiers and things like that. So if you want to have like a complete like dexterity style build, you can have that. If you want to mix your dexterity and strength type builds, you can do that. I was pretty excited about that, and like I found a build, like I mix and match with a whole bunch of different ones, and I actually found a build that worked really well for me. And I haven't beaten it yet either. I'm at the last boss, gave it a couple of tries, died horrendously. So I need to go back and learn that move set and finish that boss before before Final Fantasy truly releases in 6 days.
I thought we were still talking about Lies of P.
No, we are talking about Lies of P.
All right, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you're good.
I thought we switched to Diablo. I took my headphones off for a second and like,
whoa, what happened?
Yeah.
No, still talking about Lies of P.
Right.
But I'm finished talking about Lies of P. And I also have been playing more Diablo, so we can talk about Diablo now.
Didn't we just talk about Diablo?
Yeah,
you talked a little bit. You talked a little bit about Diablo.
Oh, I wasn't sure. Yeah, I was like, okay.
I haven't really progressed that much after. So last week I told you guys about my the Necromancer, and Travis, you brought up something about it getting more difficult at the as you progress through the game. Did I talk about like the first big boss that I fought that pretty much wiped out all my minions?
No, yes. I don't think so.
Did you?
I don't know, but if I didn't, like, I ran into that boss. So I ran into the first boss that literally just like swiped through all of my minions at like 8 skeletons went down in a matter of seconds.
Damn.
And as the Necromancer, I'm just like, peace out. I'm just running, it's like run, turn around, spike, run, turn around, spike. And that's all I had with me. And then I was like, you know what? Nope. And I started a new character. So now I'm running a druid. And I've already gotten the druid up and well past where my necromancer is. Still haven't progressed the story because shiny, and that's like the entire game right now for me is shiny. Here's this dungeon with the druid item. Let's go do that. And it's so easy to get distracted in that game. So I feel like I need to at this point just beeline it through the story missions. So that I can at least wrap up the story missions before Final Fantasy comes out.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I might just do that, and Diablo might be something that I end up coming back to later. But like with Diablo, it's like I haven't really played Zelda that much either at this point. So, and then if I end up getting,
don't worry about it. It's fine.
If I end up getting Final Fantasy though, that's going to take up all my time at this point. I already see it. Like. And it's interesting for me to say that because Jason was talking about how he really liked 13. I went through all of 13, but I never really felt attached to it. I never could get into 15. I know Geoff really liked it, But
I did,
you
yeah.
know, this is the first time I have really been excited about Final Fantasy since like the original PS1. Like straight up. Like I wasn't a big fan of 10. You know, 11 was online. I played some of that. It had some really bad fucking quest mechanics in it.
I know you still owe me a Beast Path. God damn it.
And then, you know, 13 we all went through, right? And we all have our opinions there.
No, I didn't finish it.
Oh, you didn't finish it? I did.
No.
It was okay. 14 I didn't play. Because I don't have room for an MMO at this point. And then 15 was I got about halfway through and then I just kind of moved to something else. So, you know, kind of on board with this one.
Yeah.
Real quick, I'll challenge you on 14, Chris. What makes 14 like really, really special is that they have that game set up now that if you want to play it completely solo, like a mainline numbered single player, like you can totally do that, and it's worth it. It really is, but it's still a massive time sink. I mean, to get from even just to get to the end of Shadowbringers, you're looking at 120 hours maybe. So it's terrific content. I mean, it's some of the best Final Fantasy story that you'll get, especially when you get to Shadowbringers. But it's
and to be
it's an
fair,
investment.
like I did play 14. They had like they had a free weekend on PS4 one year, and I downloaded it and tried it out.
I tried it then.
And I did enjoy it. You know, I did enjoy it, but
good.
it didn't really suck me in. Like with this, I don't like the combat is a big help. Like I really enjoy the way they did the battles, and I feel like here's the thing. Like I don't feel invested to any of these characters. All I know is that person needs to fucking die. And I'm really pissed off about person, and I want to see person die. So that's what I'm invested in. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Done.
What were we talking about?
Well, actually, we were talking about Diablo.
Lies of P, I thought.
Yeah. So
that never happens.
Inside.
I'll just
That's right.
touch on a couple of things with Diablo. I've been playing it nonstop still, level 78, deep into the end game. Really loving my build, and tweaking it every day. Like how Jason, how you're kind of like spending a lot of time just kind of in training mode and tweaking things about your technique and working on learning characters. I kind of find myself, I'll run a couple of like random in-game things, do some nightmare dungeons, run some hell tides, and then get all my loot, and I'm just tinkering with my build nonstop and then going into my menus and my Paragon boards and tweaking that and just trying to like min-max my build as much as possible. So I find myself doing a lot more like mathematics and you know, piecing together armor pieces and skills and seeing what I can synergize with each other, doing that a lot more than the activities that I should be doing. Like I want to jump into the PvP stuff. I haven't even done that because one, I am a little bit scared, but also because that I'm just busy making this character as best as I can get before Final Fantasy comes out. So gripe wise, man, like it's such a tricky. It's easy to complain for complaining's sake, but like the game didn't start off on a right foot for me because before the game release, they nerfed 2 of my builds that I got comfortable with. There was a build I used in the first beta, a build I used in the second beta. They were both nerfed. So I had to go into Diablo 4 fresh, looking for a new build. So that was just a rough first impression. So there have been clearly, you know, this is kind of like a games as a service game, similar to Destiny. Like they have loot caves, like they have to nerf that stuff. They're exploitive. You have to get rid of those issues and stuff like that. I get that. I respect that. If a character or if a class is using an item that it's just bugged or glitched and it's making them super powerful, giving them 1,000,000 points of damage, yeah, you got to fix that. You have to figure out ways to remove that to even up the playing field. I get it. But there are some instances where activities are just fun. It's just good. It's a good time. It's a healthy route for getting experience. It's a healthy route for getting your drops, without it feeling like you're exploiting the game. And there have been numerous occurrences already where they are hot fixing things overnight for balancing sake, which on one hand I can understand, but on the other hand, they're removing things or quote unquote balancing things. But at the end of the day, it's just a nerf that are fun, and they're making the experience worse. There have been a couple of dungeons that a lot of people are flocking to because of its experience, because of their ability to have like a lot of elite packs for like kind of like farming for gear items and stuff like that. I don't think I'm seeing like huge gains in my character from these from these like really famous dungeons and everything, but like they're nerfing these things overnight when there are like significant issues with other classes. Like, for instance, Chris, I think you made a great move jumping over the druid. There are some really, really, really great druid classes or builds out there. There's like 3 good builds for druid. There's like 3 good builds for barbarian, but the sorcerer is the most played class in the entire game, and there are 2 viable builds, and they're 100% both going to be nerfed because the builds are too strong. But the game is set up for sorcerer to have like 5 builds because of the way the skill tree is set up, but only 2 of those builds are viable. And I know that they're going to nerf them, and it's going to mess up all this work that I've put in. So like right now, the entire community is kind of in a tizzy. Like, we all understand the need to nerf things or fix exploits, but some of the things that they're fixing are not being, I mean, I guess you can argue that they're being exploited because these are activities that just people are constantly running over and over and over again, but
Yeah.
like you never feel like you're getting overpowered, or you never feel like you're screwing the game over. And they're just fun. And now they're nerfing these things overnight, and you're going into these activities and they're just not fun anymore. The drops aren't there, the elite packs aren't there, you don't feel your builds being tested anymore. And it's like, why am I doing this when the other in-game activities, why don't you rise those up to a certain level? Now maybe they'll do that with future balancing patches and everything when they do like full patch releases, which I'm sure they will. But like, it's not a good look when you're just like making the things that people are enjoying shitty, and you're not taking the
Yeah.
things that are shitty and lifting them up. So it's just a little bit of like upheaval in the community right now, and I on one side of me understands it. The other side of me is like, the things that the decisions that you're making are making the game worse. So, but I get they want longevity in their game, and they don't want people leveling up too fast and getting to the end, because then people will stop playing. So they want to slow the progress down. It's by design, but it's, I don't know, some of us got Final Fantasy to play, and we just want to get to the end.
Fucking damn right.
That's my TED talk.
Appreciate it, everybody. Thank you,
no problem.
Travis. Thank you.
I was going to interject something, and I now forgot. So,
Way to go.
yep, I'm good at that.
You still
Good
want to
job.
talk spoilers, don't you? That's all that's on your mind. Okay.
No, it was a Diablo related thing.
Gotcha.
I remember what I was going to say. I got my first legendary after getting one character to 20 and one character to like 25 or something like that. I finally got my first legendary.
It takes a while, right?
Yeah.
It takes
Well,
a
I mean, that's the
while.
thing. It's like Jeff was like, "Oh yeah, I'm level 1."
I've gotten like
He's
5
gotten a
or
bunch of
6.
them.
Yeah.
I've gotten one.
I don't
so
know where you guys are looking.
I got a fucking axe, and it was only slightly better than the yellow I had.
Oh, I haven't.
So.
I've gotten, not all of them have been good. Some of them have right away have
I've
broken
outgrown
down,
it. A
but-
couple of them, yeah.
Oh, what? Yeah, but I've gotten quite a few.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. All right. Do we need to move to the
Well, is anybody else playing anything else?
topic of the week?
No, I've been keeping
I don't have anything
tabs
else.
on new games and shit.
Yeah, I actually played one more thing on Game Pass. My wife wanted to she wanted to play a game, and she was like, "Hey, are there any escape room games?" And we've played a couple of escape room games in the past, but they've always been like either a mobile game or a game where like the 999 series, where it's pretty much a series of escape rooms. But that's usually you're stuck like one person playing the game and the other person kind of peering over the shoulder, and like you're kind of like putting your heads together and trying to figure out things together. But on Game Pass, there's this game called Escape Academy, and we found it randomly when she was wanting to look for something to play. And man, it's a great little game on Game Pass, a nice little gem. It's straight up escape rooms, but the best part about it is you can play online or couch co-op. and it'll
Cool.
just split the screen in half, and you can actually run your character around and figure out the escape rooms together. So Melissa and I are having a lot of fun with that. If you have a significant other that wants to play,
Yeah, play that.
not a bad.
I recommended it
little...
to you months ago, but I guess just chalk that up to another recommendation Travis ignored.
Oh boy.
I don't listen to you. No, I was kidding.
I
That's
played
okay.
that when
It's
it came
fine.
out. It came out a while ago.
Yep.
I didn't finish it, but yeah, it's definitely cool. Definitely fun to play with the significant other. Cat.
Yeah. For
Or
sure.
your cat.
So good times. Now we can talk
Good stuff.
about games, more games.
Oh, thank God.
All
'Cause
right.
there are a lot.
I'm
let's,
ready.
Let's,
There is
Geoff,
a
you want
lot.
us to pass it over to you so you can do your
Sure.
thing again? Let's do
Yeah,
it.
we'll do a similar thing. So Microsoft had their Xbox Showcase on the Sunday. Was it on the Sunday? I'm getting all mixed up. Yes, it was the Sunday. So before we get into what we thought overall, we'll do what we did last time. Go with what caught your eye. We'll start with
the eye.
what catched the eye. Jason,
Yo.
what caught your eye from this thing?
Oh man. The Dragon's Dogma 2 gameplay. Like, that was good. No, for the Capcom show. From the Capcom
Yeah,
show.
that was awesome.
I think
awesome.
it was.
That's the
I think it was
Capcom
good. That's the. What else? Oh, what is it? The Kunitsu Gami, I think. Yeah, Path of the
Kunitsu-gami.
Goddess Tree.
Oh, the
Honest?
yeah, that looks kind
Path
of
of the
neat.
Goddess.
Yeah, and
Yes.
it looks like it's a little zoomed out version of like a character action game, and it's almost more of a beat 'em up style like perspective, and it kind of looks like it as well. Like the gameplay kind of looks like that, where you're
I
fighting
like
multiple.
the style.
Yeah,
I love the style. Like I
Shit
want to
pops.
know more about what's happening, like when he's running and all the hands are coming up out of the ground and shit like that. I was like, that looks really cool. Like, what is that about? So
yeah, that part
I'm
where
with
he
you.
like takes a sword out, puts it in the ground, starts running like
It's-
directly
and
through this thing and
dragging
splitting it
it,
in
the
half.
hands popping up behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was awesome.
That definitely caught my eye.
I'm with you, dude. I'm very interested in that. That caught my eye, like immediately.
Anyone else think that was Onimusha when they
Yeah, I
first?
totally
when they
did.
started?
It
Yeah.
really did feel that way. Yeah.
Yeah, we all thought it was too, and then we're like, what?
I was ready to type that in the Discord.
yeah, Onimusha. Woo!
Yeah.
Oh wait, what? That's day one for Game Pass too. Actually, there's a theme here, of course. I think most of these.
Yeah,
are.
I think most of this stuff is day one.
I think there's only
Pass, right?
two that aren't. Yeah. Well, Chris, what's one that sticks out for you?
Oh, if you're gonna ask me, I'm gonna say the obvious one, man.
Do it.
You can say the obvious one. so go in
Fucking
whatever order,
Outlaws
man.
looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was not what
my
I was expecting.
God. Like I saw. So I
Well,
saw.
I was gonna.
like, the-
okay. Sorry for interrupting. I was gonna say because I do have Outlaws for the Ubisoft one, but did you want to get into it now? I mean, we might as well. You brought it up, so
I do. I really do.
Yeah, let's
like
talk about
all
it.
right.
Yeah.
when I'll be honest with you though. Like when I saw the what they showed in the Xbox showcase, I was immediately interested. I was like, okay, this looks really good, right? And
Mhm.
but then when I watched the Ubisoft one and they started showing off the gameplay, I was like,
Oh my god.
fucking sold. Day one, sign me up. Like that shit looks really cool. Like the way that she it's like I don't even know how to explain it. It's like a Star Wars with like she's got a pet you can instruct. It's kind of a cover shooter,
guy.
and then so you got a cover shooter portion, and then there's stealth involved, and then there's ship battling, and like I'm kind of floored by the whole thing. I'm like, I really hope it is as good as it looks.
I have one worry, and that's because they showed that at the Ubisoft conference, and they have a track record
Yeah.
of their games not being anything like what they actually show when they show the first gameplay.
And that concerns me. And they already said that it wasn't going to be until 2024, so we know it's not nearby, right? So
No.
that is definitely I am cautiously optimistic
Yes.
on that
same.
game. Like
J-Man,
when I saw
are
it,
you
I was
excited
super
about this?
interested in it.
About which one? I'm sorry.
About Star
Star
Wars
Wars
Outlaws.
Outlaws.
Yeah, actually, that looked kind of cool.
Really?
Like, yeah, that was like one of the
That's-
better looking games that was shown for sure.
I mean, yeah,
Graphically, it
better
looks
looking,
fucking
but I thought that you
incredible.
would have poo-pooed it because it honestly
Oh,
looks
no.
like Uncharted.
It I got a lot
In
of
space.
Uncharted feels to it. Yeah, but I got more Uncharted feels with less Uncharted, and like when she was kind of sneaking into the
It's more
area and
Assassin's
taking
Creed
it.
than
Yeah.
anything, but-
Well, Yeah, I can see that, but it seems like there's going to be more stealth involved. I like that she essentially was able to tell her little buddy to go off and hit a button, and then she like jumped on that crate.
That
and,
dude
and
is
I'm like,
adorable, by the way. Oh my god.
yeah, right. No kidding. And I'm like, oh, go get me that fucking gun, please. Right. That was really cool. And and I like that it was one of those things that it actually you still have to stay there and wait for it to come back. It's not one of those fantasy land like you tell it to go get it and it's immediately there. Like it actually has to go and get it and bring it back, and then you see it on the ground next to you, right? And you got to pick it up and use it. So I was impressed with that.
I like the transition, man, when she took off from the ground into space.
That was the best
space
part.
battle.
Yeah,
that was cool.
I was just getting that, and I didn't want to like. I know there's another game that we're going to talk about that also does that. But whenever I see that, I think back to No Man's Sky and like how excited I was about that and how disappointed I was at first when it came out. Now it's fantastic, right? It's much better, but like that initial release of it was a disappointment overall. So I'm really hoping that they get this right. Like I really want them to get this right.
I hope so.
Yeah, that was my favorite part when it transitioned to space. And that's what No Man's Sky is missing, right? Like it's missing like that familiar IP, like this really cool tech, but with like a familiar IP, like just zooming up into space and like you see a Star Destroyer. Like that would be amazing, right?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like the experience I want. So hopefully, it looks like I think developers have gotten to the point where like the style of combat that this game is like at least it's going to be competent enough to where like the game's pretty and like the combat's pretty decent, like it's a cover shooter mechanic, like they've done these games 100 times, so they know exactly how to at least not make them bad. But like my question is like how are they has Ubisoft ever done like a space shooter before? Like that's my question, is that going to be good? Because I feel like if the ground game is fine, but yet the space stuff is disappointing, I think that would crush the game for me.
Depends how much there is. If it's
there
not
might
that
be.
great.
Yeah,
it might not be a lot. But it looked cool. I mean, it looked like it was doing all right from the short bit they showed.
Yeah, it looked great.
They showed. Travis,
we'll see if it looks the same.
I was super impressed. Yeah.
It's probably my game of the this whole past week actually that I'm most pumped for. That's new.
Yeah, of the new games for sure. Yeah, I'm with you. It's my game of show.
Yeah, the new stuff, stuff we didn't know about or didn't see.
Yeah. My turn.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna go with what opened the show, man. I've been waiting for Fable for a long time. I wish it was more of a deeper dive into what this game is. I would have loved to see more if this was like a full true open world or if it's more like zones like the original Fables have been. But everything that I would want out of the whimsy, quirkiness, in the writing and the characters, that all seems to be intact. I mean, I would even argue it seems like it's just more realistic and better, and more natural. So I have always loved like the very British foppish humor in the Fable games, and just the fact that is going to be continuing strong, which I never doubted for a second that was going to be the case, but to see it in action, I had a smirk on my face the entire time. And this is the Horizon, like the this is the racing developer,
Forza
right?
Horizon
the Forza Horizon developer.
And it's on that engine
so,
too, and it doesn't surprise me that it looks that good.
Interesting. Yeah, it looks really good.
That engine.
Yeah, we got a little bit of gameplay, some snippets. So of what you would see, what we saw in that game, it seems like it's going to be good, but like it just wasn't a full deep dive. And I felt like as far along as it is in development that we would have gotten that, especially if it was opening the show. So slight disappointed in the presentation and how much information that they gave, but the information that we did have, no red flags for me so far. So Fable is definitely going to be. I mean, I'm definitely sad that Big Pete is not a part of this. Like, I don't know. There was something about Peter Molyneux, as much as he was the Elon Musk of over-promising and under-delivering. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, 100%. he definitely was the king of that. But he was just so dang lovable, and it's sad that he's not here, adding his 2 cents on the game and stuff like that. But overall, I think
someone
it's going to be a
adding
good
their
game.
2 cents is a friend of the show, Amy Maisie, on the Twitter. She
Okay.
hit us up and she said one of the things she was looking forward to was all the Fable, please, and thank you. Love the first 2 Fable games, but never played the third since I heard so many mixed things about it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. That'll be on Game Pass day 1. Thanks, Amy.
Thanks, Amy.
I mean,
Yeah.
I thought this looked awesome. When they came out and said that the entire thing was actually an engine, there was no CG in it, I was like, oh wow, okay. No date though. I don't even know if they even said 20. Oh, they did say 2020. No, did they even say 2024?
2024, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, probably fall 2024. But like Amy said, like I like the first one, like the second, played through the third, didn't like the third.
Okay.
The second half of the third one I just hated.
Yeah, it's weird.
First half was great. That's one of my favorite parts of Fable in any Fable game when you're doing the D&D thing and
Yeah.
Dungeon Masters are like talking while you're going through the. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, it was fun.
But yeah, not that good. One that stood out for me, I was gonna say that one here. That I'm gonna start with one that again, it kind of is on the same vein. I like that what we saw, but also kind of disappointed. That was Hellblade 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool trailer, cool like cinematic again, an engine again, but I already know we're gonna get that narratively from Ninja Theory. Like I want to see how the combat is improved because that's the worst. I say worst, and like I guess the part of the game that could need the most work is the combat.
It was the weakest. Yeah.
It was serviceable, but that's what I want to see. Like I know the narrative is going to be good. I know that part they're going to hit that part out of the park. The motion capture is going to be phenomenal. They're always like best in class pretty much for that stuff. They put so much money into that stuff. But I did want to see actual combat, and again, that's supposed to be next year as well. And I'm holding out, hopefully that the Game Awards, because that's when they originally showed it. Then maybe they'll show some gameplay there. But
I think you and I had a lot of confusion at first about that because we talked about it in our Discord chat that like they opened up before they showed off the footage. They were like because the main actress was on. She's like, here is talking about like how he was like a super deep dive into the game or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm excited. Sign me up. Let's watch this. And then it was like a 90-second cutscene. And I was like, oh, I thought this was supposed to be a deeper dive. And like the last, like the Game Awards trailer was like way more riddled with gameplay. And like, I don't know, it was disappointing.
It was a weird,
like,
weird take or a weird kind of way to show it, but I'm excited. Finally got a release window. Jason,
yo,
what's number 2 for you?
One that caught my eye, not necessarily like a number 2 or anything, because you guys are picking my stuff.
Just your pick, number 2.
God damn it! South of Midnight. This is from the We Happy Few developers, and it's brimming with style and both those games actually are brimming with style. We Happy Few didn't turn out to be like that good of a game, however. I wonder how this is going to go. But I like the art style quite a bit, and just like the general like attitude with it.
That was that
you got kind of a
Louisiana Bayou type game, right? Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yep. She was talking.
It was
another
giant in that one too.
Yeah. Yeah, another giant. Yeah. She's talking to that giant dude who had like half bone face and such. And it looked cool.
Did any of you guys play Contrast? That was their first game. I never played that though.
No, I haven't played that. I have it on my PlayStation. I just never played it.
Yeah, I've never played it.
It was a free game on PS Plus at one time, and I downloaded it and just never fired it up.
Word. Sorry, you're saying something?
Nope.
No. Sorry, Travis, I thought was saying something before that, but I could be wrong.
No, we're good.
Yes, I was wrong. In that case, Chris.
So the next one that kind of caught my eye, that it's and it's not something that like, oh my god, I need to play this. I just want to know more about it, and that was Towerborn, and it was near the end of the show, and it was like a co-op adventure hack and slash with a really attractive cell shading look to it. Like I really like that style. I just don't know much about it. Like I think some of the character designs, some of the enemy designs were really interesting. So I'm looking forward to hearing more about that. But again, it's one of those cautiously optimistic things.
That's the
just
one in
looked
the
pretty cool.
Discord that I said I was looking forward to seeing if you would pick that one or if you what your thoughts were. Because when I first saw it, yeah, because it's made by Stoic, and those are the guys who made the Bonner Saga.
The Banner Saga.
Banner
guys?
Saga.
Banner
Yeah.
Saga.
Yeah.
Bonner Saga. What the hell's wrong with me? So I wasn't really into those games really, and when they showed this, yeah, I heard that. I just don't like that style. And then when I saw this, to me, I thought it was going to be like a tower defense or like a strategy type combat thing. But then they did kind of like a deeper dive on the extended showcase on the Monday or the Tuesday.
Oh, did they? I need to go look at that then.
Yeah, it wasn't like a crazy in-depth one, but they explained more of what it was, and I was like, oh shit, okay, it's a brawler. It's like a co-op, like beat 'em up type thing, like a Castle Crashers sort of deal. So I was like,
nice. Okay,
gotcha.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, cool. That now it's got my attention.
Yeah, I'm definitely on board with that then, because like if I just what they show at the Xbox showcase, they're like I couldn't figure out like is this like a side-scrolling beat 'em up or is it like an action RPG or like what are we looking at? You know, and because there's definitely a little bit of each when you're looking at the video. So yeah, I'll have to check out what you just were discussing, but to find out more about it. Yeah,
get a little bit more information.
Cool.
If they can incorporate a lot of what was good about Banner Saga, like you had your basic grid-based strategy RPG combat, but the other side of the game was kind of like an Oregon Trail mixed with like a Mass Effect style decision system. And if Geoff, if you play throughout the entire trilogy and I play throughout the entire trilogy, we're going to have two drastically different experiences with different characters in our party. Oh yeah. So if they can incorporate that one half of Banner Saga, but with this 4-player side scroller beat 'em up combat, I think that could be a killer game. I think it'd be fun.
Cool.
I've never played the Banner Saga either, so I don't really have an attachment there. Yeah,
you would dig it. Yeah.
Travis, you up?
Yeah. So I was happy because if it wasn't spoiled, that Persona 3 Reload would have been a huge pop for me, especially with the Persona 5 Tactica. That would have been cool too. But I'm glad that there was at least one Persona team announcement that was not spoiled. So my next game is going to be Metaphor Fantasio. Yeah. Yes. I'm excited about the Persona team. This is the team that did 3, 4, and 5. This is the all-star team over at Atlas, and to give them a brand new IP. What was the one thing I said? I wanted an established developer with brand new IP, and I got one of my favorite developers doing a brand new IP. I'm excited. It does seem very Persona-like.
It does. Like one of the characters in there definitely felt Joker-ish to me.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely, the art style seems a little bit more. I mean, it's still it looks more anime than it does. Not they all look anime, but like it's less cartoonish. It's a little bit more like Scarlet Nexus anime versus like a Persona anime or something like that.
What the hell is he skateboarding on? Is it air? Is it a sword? What is it? I don't know.
Who knows what those games are, man? There's penis monsters and all kinds of shit in those games. I don't know what the hell's going on, but I'm pumped for this, man. I can't wait to see what they do next. So yeah, that's an easy day one for me.
Good stuff.
Cool. I'm gonna go with In Exile's new game, Clockwork Revolution.
Yeah.
That looked cool. That looked like BioShock Infinite.
It did. Yeah.
It looks like it definitely was influenced by that in terms of the art style, the period, or what they're going for, and it's first person, which isn't In Exile's wheelhouse, really.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be interesting to see how that turns out. That didn't get a date either. They just said in due time. So. I mean, that's something they can dodge. Like, we never said when it was coming out. It can come out in 2026, and no one can get mad. But that did look really cool. It has been development for quite a while, so I wouldn't be surprised if it is also next year. But did you guys check that one out? Did it tickle any of your fancies?
It was definitely interesting stylistically, for sure, and like the changing of the time mechanics are certainly interesting to me. So it had my attention, yeah, and I love the atmosphere. The atmosphere is super cool.
Cool. Jason.
Yo, so I missed this one. I had to get up a couple times during the direct. Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth.
Yeah.
Did you guys see much of that?
Gotcha.
Tell me about it.
The guy naked on the beach, right?
Really?
Yeah. So they show
Is that one?
He gets washed up on the shore of it's either Miami or somewhere in California, somewhere in the Americas,
Yeah.
and he's naked. And of course, he doesn't realize he's naked, and everyone's like screaming and pointing and whatever. And then so it's the next one in that series. So I guess
Cool.
it's 8 technically. Was Like a Dragon 7?
That sounds right.
Yakuza 7?
Yeah, I think so.
It's the next one in the main line, and I think the infinite thing is the 8 sideways. I'm not sure if that's just a coincidence.
Ooh, good eye.
But
nothing's a coincidence in the Yakuza series.
Never.
That is serious business, man.
Mhm.
True enough.
Yeah, I never played I can't say I've never played a Yakuza game. I've tried when they all went to Game Pass. I think I tried 2 or 3 of them. I just could not stick with them. Mostly because I didn't know which one to play. I don't know if there's a good starting point or not. If I should just start with 7, I don't know.
What did you guys think of that Black Series S? Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
I was more or less shocked that they ended I was shocked that they ended the show on that.
Yeah,
to be honest with you, like that was so.
I mean, if you don't have one, I guess I think the only difference is it's got a terabyte instead of 500.
Yeah, instead of Is that what the S is? Is 500 gigs?
It's 500.
so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the S is $300, right? So they're charging you $50 for an extra 500 gigs.
$350 actually.
I guess so. Yeah.
That's $350.
Is it $350?
Well, the black one is. The
black
black
one
one
is
is $350.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
The regular one, like the one that's out there now, that one's $300, right?
Yeah, I
Maybe.
don't know.
Yeah,
Your
okay.
prices confuse me, and my prices probably confuse you guys even more. But
Mhm.
it's probably like $600 here.
Yeesh.
So there's that.
It's a hell of a deal.
Who just said that? That was Jason, right?
Nope.
That
So
was
we're
me.
on. No. Sorry. Who picked Like a Dragon? That was Jason.
That was me.
That was
Yeah.
Jason. Yeah.
Yes. So I guess we're going to Travis now. Yes,
Yeah.
Travis.
Let's. I'm pumped. Like I just replayed the game about less than a year ago, and after I was done, I was like, I want more of this. So Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. Like I'm ready to get back into that world with some new story.
Cool.
There's really not much more to say to it. Like it seems like they're going to be doing some cool stuff with like cyber psychosis and adding some more different gameplay functionality in the game on top of everything that we know that everything that we're used to in this series. But I just want more. Like I think after all the patches came through, because that second playthrough was buttery smooth, man. It worked really, really well. No crashes. It looked good. So
did you watch the extended look on the extended showcase on the Tuesday?
I watched like the very, very initial part of it. I was cooking.
Like, revamped the entire game. Like they did.
Okay.
They changed up all the mechanics, a lot of the character models, the lighting.
Good.
Like a whole bunch of shit. They're just redoing the whole thing. That's going to be an update for. I'm not sure if the update's going to be free because the DLC definitely isn't. So probably not. But it definitely looks. It looks like what they want it to look like from the start.
From the start, right?
Yeah.
I'm actually interested in what they're going to do with the storyline there, because they're very much talking about how V is going to die, right? And trying to figure out how to fix that. So I'm interested to see where that goes for sure.
Which was a story point in the vanilla game too. So it makes me wonder, like, are they going to add an ending and kind of retcon the original ending? Because they do the thing, which is my gaming pet peeve, which I can understand is hard to get out of the way. But like, I want a game when it's an open world game and like you finish the game and there's tons of side activities to go out and do. I want like when you beat the game and they revert you to like right before you fight the boss, drives me fucking insane.
Yeah.
I don't know why it does. It's such a ticky-tacky thing to be bothered by, but like I want a game that when I beat it, I want to traverse the world with me being
with whatever
the world.
Decisions you made.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like some games
you're the badass, right?
Some games lean into that. Like Star Wars did a good job. No one's done it better than God of War Ragnarok. They owned it. Like whatever happened in the story happened in the story, and you continue in that game with what you got. And I thought that was awesome. And then,
Horizon did it that way too.
Yeah, and I dig it. And Cyberpunk just like reverts you to the door where there's like the point of no return. Like that's your last.
There's
save,
literally like a couple of hours left after that too.
Yeah, it's like it drives me. Zelda does it too. Zelda's guilty of it as well. Like I want to traverse the world after I've saved it. And I guess like the developers just don't want to put in the work to have all that post game stuff. But hopefully they fix that with this release. I would love to see an ending that allows you to continue to traverse the world afterwards, after everything's said and done.
Cool.
Yep.
One that I've been looking forward to for quite a while since they first revealed it, like 3 or 4 years ago now, is Avowed. That's Obsidian's new joint.
Thank you for completely skipping me this round and then taking my game.
Did I? I thought Travis, for some reason, I thought Travis was third. Go for it, Chris.
Take it back. Take it back.
Go ahead. We're talking about Avowed. That's the one I wanted to discuss. Like I think it looks really good. Yeah.
Hey, Jason,
you were doing me after Jason, and then you just skipped me that. but
I
didn't
do it on purpose.
I know. I'm just messing with you, dude. I don't care. But yeah, I'm with you. Like Avowed, I thought it looked really interesting. I don't know why, but I have kind of a fondness for hack and slash games that also have like flinging magic all over the place. Like it just looked really cool.
And I see some people were disappointed in it because they're saying it looks like too kind of cartoony or like animated. They expected it to be more realistic, but this is exactly what I wanted.
Don't care about that.
Out of this game, it's like the reason I liked Outer Worlds so much is because it was like Fallout, but way less serious and a nice contained story, and it wasn't as big, and it was just that's what I wanted them to do with Avowed, where it's like the fantasy version of it, and that's what it looked like to me, and I was like, that's exactly what I wanted out of this. I don't want the serious one. That's gonna be Elder Scrolls 6 when that comes out in 2051. Like that's what that's gonna be. So
2051. Nice.
Wait. I thought it looked pretty cool. That's next year as well. I was kind of hoping out that would be this year, but no. There's a little bit of a theme here. None of this stuff is this year. Oh well, not none of it, but none of the big stuff.
Some of it is. There's a couple things, but yeah. A lot of it was this is the future.
Yeah.
But 24 is going to be a great year, man.
Well, I just remember last year saying that, man, Game Pass is going to be awesome next year. And here I am next year saying Game Pass is going to be awesome next year. Like it's just, it does make me nervous a little bit about all these. Like Xbox has yet to like make me happy about my purchase. Like Game Pass has done a lot to justify the money I've spent on it, but like I want, like, where's that game? Like I really hope this year we still get it, but I don't know, man. Like it's just I feel like that's still something, as much as they say that's not what they're in the business for, I know that they hate the fact that they're not killing it with their exclusive titles. So hopefully 2024 is better, but like it just, I don't think I'm the only one that's like kind of walking on eggshells, kind of like not getting my hopes up.
I think there's a pretty big one dropping in September that
I hope, man. Like
pretty huge.
I hope, but their last game was not great. Like,
well,
so we'll see. Like,
you didn't like Fallout 4?
No, 76.
76.
That wasn't Bethesda proper. That was their B team. But yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Yeah, that wasn't. Todd Howard had like almost nothing to do with that and his team. Anything else for Avowed? That's it for Avowed.
Yeah, I think that's it for Avowed for me. So pick another one, Geoff.
Well, I'm just gonna go. We might as well go with the big one because the other one is the only one I care about, and that's Forza having a October 20th. Like that's huge for me. So
okay. That's, I thought it was. I thought the now with more GM was interesting. So
now with what?
Now with more GM.
Oh God. Yeah, they always have a sponsor every single time.
Yeah,
yeah. So it's gonna be one. But yeah, so I guess Starfield is what they had their own 45-minute deep dive in with that thing finally.
Yeah, and like the first thing I thought of when I saw this is, hey, you got No Man's Sky in my Fallout, and I'm excited about it. It looks like that's a wonderful thing for me. It's like you got No Man's Sky in my Fallout, and I'm here for it. Like I am absolutely interested.
Chris, you mentioned that there was like another game that does the seamless transition from ground to space. Were you talking about Starfield in that aspect?
Yeah.
Because I don't think Starfield does.
It's not doing that. It's not doing that.
Yeah, I don't think it does that either.
It doesn't. It doesn't do that. I thought I did.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
think so,
100%.
no.
It doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was massively disappointed. A lot of people were really massively disappointed when they announced that, yeah, we're not going to do that seamless transition. It's said it's not what this game is about. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
well, it should be, because it's kind of cool. It's kind of badass.
I don't know. I
so
don't get the I mean, the No Man's Sky thing, because it's in space and you can mine rocks. I mean, I played No Man's Sky, and that's not a Bethesda game. That's for sure.
it's not.
That's
No, it's
Well,
not.
I mean, the only
right,
thing they
which
have
is
in
why I
common
said you
is-
got Bethesda
yeah, I
game
know.
in my No Man's Sky. That's what
Chris, I'm not just saying he's saying. I'm saying in general. The general consensus when you see online is everyone's like, it's just No Man's Sky.
Oh, it is not just No Man's Sky. It is
That's like
absolutely
saying,
not
like,
just No
any
Man's
game
Sky.
that's is in the fantasy world is a Skyrim. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
not. That's not the way things are.
Yeah, but I totally got like Fallout feels when he was walking around in the environments and things like that, and
Oh, for sure.
I was extremely happy with that. I'm like, all you need to do is pull up VATS, and I'm fucking sold, man. Let's do this, you know. But it was, but yeah, I really liked what they showed. I did not get all the way through the deep dive, so I didn't get to see everything. Yeah, it was, and you know, I was watching. I watched the actual Xbox one at work during lunch, so I didn't get to get through all of the Starfield one. But yeah, I mean, what I saw, I was really interested in. So I you know, I hope they pull it off, and I look forward to playing it. You know, I think it's gonna be.
That being said,
interesting.
I'm not really looking forward to it, to be honest. I think it's going to be huge. I think it's going to be, if they're saying all the right things, and if it lands, I think it's going to be like a gigantic seller and stuff. But I'm not really huge into Bethesda games. I liked Skyrim. I liked Fallout 3. I did not like Fallout 4. I didn't even get like halfway through that, I don't think.
Yeah, that's fair. I certainly had more of an attachment to Fallout 3 than I did Fallout 4. I will say that. Like Fallout 3, I was addicted, right? It was I played that thing. I had it on 360. I got all 1,000 gaming like achievement points, and then I got all of the
That's a commitment.
yeah, and then I got all of the expansions, and I got all the achievement points on those, and beat all of those, and like I was committed to Fallout 3. Fallout 4, I went through it, I enjoyed it, I beat the game, and I was done. You know, and it's kind of it didn't really while I definitely thought it was a good game, it didn't do what Fallout 3 did for me. And Fallout 76 was just a complete disappointment. But I know it's better now than it was.
Yeah, it
it's
launched
unfortunate that you haven't mentioned it, because New Vegas is the best one out of all of them.
Well, and see, that's the thing.
Damn.
I tried to get into New Vegas twice, and I couldn't, and I don't know why. I think it was just like the
it's because you put 1,000 points into Fallout 3, and you're probably like,
1550,
I can't
sir.
do this again, or whatever. Yeah,
1550.
dude,
Yeah, well,
I stopped
DLC.
playing 4 because of the base building shit, and Starfield, a lot of it is base building and shipbuilding, so that's why I'm kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, but the thing is that you don't have to go like
You didn't have to do it.
you don't have to go crazy deep into that stuff.
No.
You know, I wasn't big on the base building either, but you don't have to really sink a lot of time into it. And I think that's the right thing to do. It's like, because people, you know, not everybody wants to do that part. So, you know, make it
Definitely
optional.
not me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it looks like to really get a lot out of Starfield, you kind of have to at least like doing that to some extent. If it's super easy to do, sure. But then again, I didn't like that aspect when they showed it with Tears of the Kingdom, and I kind of like it. So that's a little bit different, though. But yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So overall, what do we think? There's trying to think if there's anything else that's really worth. 33 Immortals looks cool. 33 player online co-op raid game, but I don't like. That didn't interest me.
Yeah, it didn't. It didn't.
That's
Honestly, for me, it was a little bit of like it was anxiety inducing looking at that. It really was, because it's like I would never know which one is me. Not a chance.
God, no.
I would never know which one is me.
Especially with the colorblind business.
Exactly. It's like there's no differences between the characters, and I'm fucking colorblind, so I'm never gonna know which one is me. So yeah, it was anxiety inducing, and I was like, can we just move on, please? So the other things that were in there, like Payday 3, they mentioned. Travis mentioned the Persona games, the Sea of Thieves stuff. I don't know if you guys were interested in that.
I mean, it's the Monkey Island tie-in, which I think is
that does
amazing
look
that they're doing
cool,
that.
yeah.
It's a cool tie-in. It really is. You know,
I just don't really get into that game.
And then Flight Simulator, like I know that's our favorite. We stopped talking about it because
What
we
is
talked
there to
about it
say?
so much, right?
Just look at it.
They did include Dune. Like I thought that was interesting. And then it was Fallout 76. It was a lot of like the rest of the stuff seemed like it was just a lot of like here's an expansion, like here's a remake.
Yeah, it was add-ons or updates or whatever.
Jasant, is that how you say it?
I have no idea how to say that. The climbing, rock climbing.
Yeah,
I thought about
like that.
I thought about Jason the entire time I saw the trailer. I was
like this is a Jason-ass game.
If there is a game that Jason is the most uninterested in, it's going to be a game that is nothing but Uncharted climbing.
God, fucking kill me.
I honestly,
God.
what got me about that game more than anything is I did not like the art style. Like I was like that dude's eyes look creepy as fuck. Could you please move on? And then Still Wakes the Deep. We didn't really touch on that much. I don't know much about it.
We don't have to talk about all of them.
Yeah.
Like, some of them we just
kind of skipped over.
Yeah, just what we like. Like overall, I think it was
I thought it was a good showing.
In a while.
Yeah, it was a good showing. I'm certainly interested in a lot of the things they've got on here. If several of these are coming out next year, I will certainly have Game Pass next year. That's what I will say. Because right now I don't, because I keep looking at the PC Game Pass and I'm like, yeah, well that's good. I have most of these though. So, but yeah, next year if a lot of these are coming out, I'm on board.
Cool. We got another one, boys. Sucker.
Mm-hmm.
Got another sucker. One born every minute.
Yep.
So then, any other thoughts? That's it. We're good.
I thought it was my final thought of that. I thought it was the best show of the entire weekend or the entire Summer Games Fest. It just had
say much though.
I mean, it was by and large the best show in my opinion. Like it was really good. Yeah.
I think they needed to pull something out that was big. I'm not sure that they did it. I'm not sure that Starfield instilled a lot of confidence in people. I think people
I don't know, man.
Really?
I get the opposite from Twitter.
Oh wow. Okay.
Like I said, it didn't do it for me just because I don't really like those games. But coming from Twitter, like seems like people are pretty hyped for it.
I think people are really placing a lot of responsibility on this game, like probably undue responsibility.
I think that's happening too.
Yeah, and they're talking up their system. They're talking up their game, man. I don't know, but I'm cautiously optimistic. We'll see.
Same.
I feel like we've said that at least a dozen times today.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, definitely for Star Wars and definitely for that. 2 space games. Those are the big ones. And that Star Wars game, they showed off at the Ubisoft Showcase. So I already talked about Star Wars, so we're deleting that right from there. So we don't have to go into too much for, of course,
I've only got one
here, but what do you want to talk about?
Oh, that Skull and Bones performance. Are you kidding me?
Dude.
Yeah, that acapella version
of the show.
Yeah, like they had the dancing and stuff. They've done that. They've done the mascots. They've done the people in the the costumes, but they didn't have real ass pirates before. These are clearly real ass pirates. Beatbox and pirates. They had a good shimmy going on. One of them was fucking shaking his hips a little bit, and I was like, "Damn, he was getting into it."
Getting you ready to I was going to say to row a boat.
Yeah, but, to swash my buckle.
Yeah, row the boat. Row the boat.
To raise your sails.
Yeah, there we go.
That game's still a thing. I guess
apparently.
It's still. I don't think it's ever coming out.
They didn't show anything about the game, did they?
No, I don't think they did. They just had they had a little bit of stuff going during the performance, but I don't think they showed anything new or anything. No release date yet, I don't think. And that game was supposed to come out like 4 generations ago.
I know. Was supposed to be. Was this supposed to excite us? I did, but maybe not in the way you were hoping. So no.
Assassin's Creed Mirage. They showed a bunch of Assassin's Creed.
3 different games. 3 different Assassin's Creed games.
So which one was your favorite out of the 3, Chris? Oh, I guess
I didn't do the Ubisoft one. I didn't watch it.
They have Assassin's Creed Mirage, which we kind of knew about. They showed some gameplay. It looks like Assassin's Creed, but it looks like they're going back to more of the first style.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Which I appreciate. Yeah, which I appreciate.
Yep. And they have a VR one, Nexus. You know how you go in the Nexus or the Adamus
Sure.
in Assassin's Creed? Well, that's a thing now you can do in VR.
Finally.
For whatever the Quest. Is it the Quest? It's the Quest. And if you don't want to do VR and you don't want to play the actual console PC game, you can play Project Jade on your phone.
Haha.
So, yep, that's how they're going to get you.
Gotcha.
That's the one.
Yeah, I'm totally on board. Let's do this.
Throw as many Assassin's Creed games as possible against the wall, and hopefully something sticks.
Exactly. Yep. That series isn't going anytime soon. People love that series. I'll probably give it another try. Maybe we'll see how reviews are. Probably not. I've been burned too many times with Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, and that's the thing for me. It's just are you reining it in? And I know we discussed a little bit earlier on with Mirage that it was being reined in, and now I'm hearing otherwise. Like, do we know if they've reined it in a bit?
So what do you mean by reining it in? Like, what's
like I need to be able to complete it in my lifetime. That's what I'm saying.
They felt that like they wanted to go back to its roots of like smaller, like it's city, like it's more city based. How Assassin's Creed 1 and 2, like you had like different city zones and stuff like that. Well, Assassin's Creed 2 was more open world and stuff like that, but Assassin's Creed 1 specifically, you had multiple cities. So multiple chapters took place in a different city. And I think there were like 3 total in Assassin's Creed 1. And they're kind of going back to more like still big areas, but more like kind of like biome style than an actual open world. So if they do stick with that, I'm excited about it. I'm pumped to go back to a more action, stealthy focused type of gameplay for Mirage. I learned to love the RPG-ness of the last few Assassin's Creed games. Like I just learned to love it, but I'm relieved to know that they're going to go back to more stealthy roots and stuff like that. So I think Mirage, like Nexus VR, I think could be cool. I like VR tech. I have a Quest. I enjoy it. I play it somewhat regularly. And in the mobile game, I have no interest and stuff like that. But Mirage seems kind of cool. Like the only thing that I'm kind of bummed about, like Basim is the main character, and like I think he's probably my least favorite Assassin's Creed protagonist. I've been down on Assassin's Creed since they moved away from Desmond as the main protagonist.
Jeez.
I don't know. Like his story's kind of cool.
Which one is Basim?
Basim's the main character in Mirage, and he was introduced in Valhalla.
I see. Okay.
His story is cool, but like his character needs a little bit of growth. If this game gives him that and makes him more likable, great. But as of right now, it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to get into it because some people may have not beaten Valhalla, and with this announcement, they may want to go into it since Basim's going to be the main character. So,
I put like 30 hours into Valhalla, and I have no idea who that is.
You probably haven't seen him yet. He plays a big part
exactly.
Yeah.
He's the main character, and you haven't seen him yet, Geoff. That's the way. That's why I didn't finish Valhalla. It's like, goddamn.
Oh man.
All right, moving on.
Yeah. You know what does give me a little bit of hope that Star Wars will look like that, and it was from the Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora gameplay demo they showed. Reason being that
I didn't see that either.
That looks fantastic from a visual standpoint. Gameplay looks cool too. It looks just, if anything, just maybe a bit generic.
It's Far Cry. Like that's call it what it is. It's Far Cry Avatar. That game does look beautiful, and I look forward to playing it at 6 frames per second.
Yeah, it looks like a very, very expensive game. Like a lot of teams working on this.
Yeah, they put a lot of money into it, and it's coming out. Sorry, go ahead, Travis.
I don't see how it's going to maintain that visual fidelity and run decently. Like if this game runs at 60 frames per second, I don't think
it's going to be. There's no way it's going to be 60 on console.
No way.
Yeah, that's
no way.
But it was they did show it. It was running on a PlayStation 5, and it did look like it had a pretty solid frame rate at 30, and it's coming out December 7th. So, I mean, it can't have that much of a downgrade between now and December, can it? I mean, this is probably the shortest time period we've seen between a reveal like this.
If it comes out,
it's been delayed once already. Yeah. it could get delayed.
Games
again.
have been delayed twice before. So like,
for sure.
I saw the date at the end of that presentation, and I was like, man, it better be like, if it goes gold tomorrow, and then they just work on bug fixes, I'll feel more confident about that game. But if it goes like, I don't know, I just feel like it's primed to be like a mess. Like it looks too ambitious. Like I feel a little bit like about this. Oh, like this about Star Wars Outlaws. It looks too good for this generation. You know what I mean? Like I have confidence in I have confidence in Spider-Man because Spider-Man looks. It looks iterative, which I'm okay
looks
for because
like
I just want more Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. So, but this looks like PlayStation. Like we should be having a conversation about PlayStation 6s and like Xbox 2s or whatever. Like I feel like we should be having these conversations with games that look this good. And like I said, like I just feel like it's prime to be a performing mess. It looks taxing on consoles. I'm
Well,
concerned.
this one will be interesting if they stick to that date for sure.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, so I'm actually looking at it right now. It does look
it
really
looks
good.
Yeah.
I guess my big thing is I'm just not very interested in that universe.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
We'll see.
I think because it looks like a Far Cry game to me, and in that universe, it makes me interested more. So I think I'm not a huge fan of the movies, but I do think it's a good IP, and I think a Far Cry gameplay in that IP is a home run. I'm nervous about it, man. I want it to run well because I think there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do with it.
You know, it's a good IP that they really fucking teased me with and
disappointed
me with it. No other. They showed Gum and the lead character from Jet Set Radio series.
Yeah.
And I got so excited, but they're guest characters that are going to be in Roller Champions.
Yep.
Oh, come on, man. What the hell is Roller
Are they going to do Jet Set Radio? Are they going to do another one?
I would love another Jet Set Radio.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, well, maybe this will be one of those things.
That game played like shit.
Oh, it did.
It did.
But they can remake it, make it play well.
All right.
Especially now.
Okay.
I mean, there's been Tony Hawk since then. There's been other games that have done.
I'm with J-Man. I'm like, do we really need another one? It's like,
No,
oh man,
I think we
Crazy
need
Taxi.
we do need another one.
We need another one of those. Like,
They gotta fix that shit, maybe.
I would take another Crazy Taxi too. I thought that was fun.
I wouldn't keep it as it is. But with all the remakes that are happening, let's remake something that needs a remake. Let's like that would with new mechanics and then present day shit. And with a cool like Hi-Fi Rush just showed that cell shading now looks fantastic. So do it. And I think that would be awesome. And that was a big tease. And I was like, hopefully enough people, I don't know, download those characters to show it. Just I don't know, no one's gonna care. Let's be honest.
Probably not. Not.
That was pretty much the Ubisoft showcase.
Yep.
In a nutshell. And then the last one I guess was Capcom.
Yeah.
They showed some stuff. Jason, what did you like from the Capcom one?
Going back to my very first one was that Dragon's Dogma 2 gameplay. But what I found like really just odd is they had a fucking trailer for a delay.
That was weird.
Pragmata was delayed indefinitely.
Pragmata is like, we're sorry, or it was like I saw that. It's like just kind of like 2022, 2023,
and then 2024 is crossed out, and then question marks.
Who knows?
Indefinite.
Wow.
Yeah, that was strange.
That stood out to me.
That was very strange. Yeah, that was Capcom basically showed what we already knew.
Mm-hmm.
They showed the same trailer for Path of the Goddess that they showed at the Xbox showcase. No new gameplay or anything.
There was one new thing. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Exoprimal had a new trailer. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't announce a new. I'm surprised they didn't announce a new
world,
like Resident Evil remake or
Oh
something.
yeah, Monster Hunter.
I was shocked by that. Yeah.
There was another game I totally. Oh yeah, like I thought maybe they'd throw a surprise, but since it wasn't at any of the major ones, I thought maybe a new Devil May Cry, but not yet, I guess.
Damn it.
Yeah, so that was it. That was basically the week, unless Chris can find that super exciting thing we missed.
I didn't say it was super exciting. I just said they showed something else. The Ghost Trick was.
The demo.
I thought that kind of looked cool. I mean, I might check out the demo.
The
you play
DS
that
game
game?
was fun. I
Yeah, I
liked
played
it.
that on
Yeah,
DS.
it was
Yeah.
good. Good puzzle
I
game.
think I still have it actually. I still have all my DS games. I think.
Okay, yeah. I saw that and I was like, oh, that's interesting.
I've got
But yeah.
all mine too. Wink, wink.
How about the Mega Man X Dive, the mobile game? Let's do this.
Jesus.
Moving on.
Yep.
Ooh, okay.
All right, so that was your week in games. We do have a
Thanks,
have a
Geoff.
question though from Twitter
Yeah.
Okay.
before we go. This is also from Amy Maisie.
Amy.
Nice. Hi,
Hey.
Amy.
Yes, she's got a question, which I told you guys to prep for, and I didn't
Excellent.
prep for. Yes,
I got extra games if you need them. Okay.
All
I'm ready.
right, sweet. I'm sure I can come up with a couple. She says, for each caster, what is your wish list for 3 games from 2 or more generations ago to be remastered? Hers are Parasite Eve, Lost Odyssey, and
Whoa.
Shadow Hearts, the first
Whoa,
one.
Lost Odyssey.
Just 3 is the challenge. We can only pick 3. And from 2 or more generations ago. So 360, PS3, and before.
Gotcha.
Travis.
Gotcha.
Travis looks like he's thinking. Jason, you seem like you had one ready.
Yeah, I've got a few. I want to see a remake of God Hand from the PS2 era.
Okay.
Capcom
Yep.
/ Clover. They were gonna be Clover after. They went to Platinum after. I don't fucking know the lineage, but they did God Hand, and God Hand is a fantastic game. Actually, it doesn't play all that great, but it's fun and it's funny and it's quirky. It's action packed. Give it a shot.
Yep.
Jason gives it 3 out of 5. Remaster.
3 out of 5. That's good.
Remaster.
That's all right.
All right.
You have another one? We might as well just go right down the line. If
War,
you don't have one, I can go to Chris.
yeah, Warhawk. I want a remake of
yeah,
Warhawk.
okay.
Redo fucking Warhawk.
We played so much of that.
Warhawk Wednesdays. Just get the servers back. Just turn on the servers again. We'll just that'll be fine.
Yep.
But get us a version that runs on our current stuff. And
Can we do it at
we'll go back
7
to it.
a.m. on Wednesdays?
God, can we? Oh, we can't
Oh,
wait.
sweet. Prime time.
Jesus. I'm gonna rearrange
Waffles
my.
and Warhawk.
Ah.
I like that.
The last one, I got a bunch. Let's see.
Do another one, and I'm thinking,
Okay.
might go back to you again.
How about Super Mario 64?
Ooh.
Like just a
that's
remastered,
sexy.
like running smoothly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
With up-res textures. Not really textures. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Now, are we talking
I'm
remaster
not
or
feeling that one.
remake?
Really?
No, she wants. It sounded like she wants something new in the IP that hasn't been around for 2 generations.
I heard remastered.
Well, she said remaster, but I think remakes or remasters will count.
I think
definitely not
Okay,
sequels.
okay.
Yeah, something that's already been remaster or remake, either one, whichever one I guess fits the description.
Okay.
All right. Is that 3 for Jason?
Yeah.
For J-Man?
Yes, J-Man. Thank you.
So for me, number 1 would be Xenogears.
Ooh.
Okay.
I want Xenogears. I would love to see another Honest Go and start with a remake of that game. It'll be on 2 discs. I think I would also go. I miss playing car racing games, and they just don't trigger me in a positive way anymore. I want to see Burnout come back. Remake Burnout.
They've tried. They've tried. They just didn't call it
Do
Burnout.
it right.
Yeah, they
That's
tried.
right. Yeah.
And then SOCOM. I'd like to see SOCOM like make a nice resurgence. It's been a couple of generations since that, and that's a game that I spent a lot of time with.
Yeah,
a lot of group friends. One of the first games I ever played like online with friends.
They could re-release the Bluetooth headset. Let's remaster that.
Great.
Keep the same quality though.
Nice.
So yeah, those are my 3. Oh, special. We'll do a honorable mention later. I don't want to take anybody's.
Okay.
Who's up?
Chris.
So my 3 So she mentioned Shadow Hearts, which I think is also a very good game, and I appreciate the thought of that. I'm going to so I thought of Vandal Hearts, which
my man.
That would look so
which
good.
was an old an old strategy RPG from the PS1
Really
days.
Mhm.
And I fucking loved those games. So I'd like to see something back in that. Let's see. The other one was a Square Enix title that I feel they kind of
Where you're gonna go?
they dropped this, and it was a really interesting premise, and I really liked the game, and then they never did anything with it.
Yeah,
And that's Vagrant Story.
yeah.
Yeah.
I really would like to see, since we're talking, we talked a lot about Square stuff today. So I was digging that, and
Fun fact, I believe and if I'm wrong, you can just yell at me in the comments, but I believe that takes place in Ivalice, where plenty of Final Fantasy games have taken place.
Is it
So
Ivalice?
It is.
I always said
12
Ivalice.
happens there.
Oh wow.
Is it? I mean,
I don't know.
I thought it was. I thought it was Ivalice.
I don't
whatever.
know.
I said
Ivalice,
Evilise in my head whenever, because I don't think I've ever said it out loud before. So, but in my head, Evilise. But
Okay.
who knows? Evalis seems to work too. Tomato,
yeah.
tomato.
And the third one that I'd like to see come back was Zone of the Enders.
Hey.
Ooh.
Which I thought was a really good series that
I thought they did an HD remake of that.
They made like a they threw that out on like PS4, but I want something fresh and new.
Okay.
Well, everybody originally bought it for the Metal Gear Solid 2 demo.
True enough.
Yeah.
True enough. Yeah.
It ended up being a good game. Yeah.
Ended up being a great game.
Yeah, it was fun.
I do have an honorable mention that I think that Jason will very much appreciate.
Do your honorable mentions before we get to me.
Okay.
I got
Power
a few,
Stone.
but
Yeah.
Oh shit, Power Stone.
Power
I
Stone.
got
Power Stone
that in
is so
mind.
good.
That's on my extras.
Nice.
Right there.
Jason, I don't do a lot of fighting games, but man, Power Stone was fun.
You give me some Power Stone, I'll play some Power Stone. All right.
Yeah, man.
My honorable mention was Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. I would love to see that series.
I get that one too.
That was there, man. I was thinking about that one.
Lords of the Shadows, the remake of that looks like it's doing a lot of what Soul Reaver did with the meshing of both worlds. But the fact that was done on PS1 back in that day, man, that's a really impressive game. It ran like shit, absolute shit. When you look back at it,
I played it on Dreamcast.
Well, I bet that ran better.
Decent on there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Mine are kind of obvious-ish. A lot of mine I was looking through, like thinking of, and I'm like, these already have remakes, but Chrono Trigger in the new Square, their 2D HD style, I think would be freaking fantastic. Panzer Dragoon Saga will never, ever happen.
Yeah.
They would have to remake it.
They would have to remake it. It would have to be ground up, recoded.
Yeah, that's one of I think that might be the first RPG technically that I ever beat. And the other one's an obvious one.
And there's never been anything even remotely close to being like it either.
No.
Yeah.
It was definitely like a gem that literally hardly anyone in North America ever played, just because Sega did not make enough of them. And the other one is just, again, it's an obvious one, but this game means a lot to me for the time, but the original Metal Gear Solid.
Yep. I knew you were going to say that.
And not Twin Snakes. Like, not that one. But yeah, one of those done now would be fantastic.
It will happen in time.
Yeah, I mean, that's the plan, right?
Yeah, it looks like that's the plan.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I know they're kind of cop-outs, but hey, that's all I could think of, and because I was not prepared for my own preparedness.
You know one that I want to bring up?
Yeah.
I would like to see I would like to see number 3 and number 4 completely disregarded, and I want them to go back to what they did with the original Suikoden games. Do you guys remember Suikoden?
I remember them. I never played them though.
Yeah, they were always super interesting to me. Like they had the 108 characters thing that you could pull from, and I think one of the coolest things about it is if you actually set up your combat correctly. And I don't know why I thought this was so cool, but combat was so fast paced because you had 6 characters on the screen. But if you made each character attack something different, like everybody went at the same fucking time. Like everything went so quick. And they made Suikoden 3 and everything was like in slow-mo after that.
I mean, look, I'm with you. Like the combat when they jumped to like 3D models and everything for PS1, like it was a lot slower, but like Suikoden 3 is special. And shout out to Scott Sauer. I know he's a big proponent of it as well. I really dug it. And then 4 was the one that was kind of like everything was like the world was flooded. It was like a lot of like archipelagos and islands and stuff like that. I thought that was a really competent Suikoden as well. And that was more back to its original roots. But if you want a remake of that game, you're going to get something close to it because the original creator, director of Suikoden has that spiritual successor that was crowdfunded, and that should be coming out hopefully soon. I would probably think 2024, but I don't know. It could be 2023. I'm not sure. But if you want more Suikoden, the OG director is coming out with it, and same with Chrono Trigger. Cool. If you like Chrono Trigger, Sea of Stars is going to be on Game Pass day one. That looks like it's going to be a pretty competent little RPG as well. So.
Cool.
May not be a revolutionary remake, but we're getting spiritual successors that are hopefully paying homage to what made those games great. So we got some things to look forward to there.
And I would like to second the Parasite Eve and Lost Odyssey as well.
Parasite
Eve would be dope. I love Parasite Eve.
Give me some Beautiful Joe. Yeah.
Ooh, man, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that was fun.
Good art style too, man.
I you know what, Travis, I don't know why I am now looking, but as soon as my God, what's the word I'm looking for? My retro desires like hit me, and I am now looking on eBay at Suikoden 3 and 4 at how much they are, and it's not bad. Like I could probably get these. There's you can get them for complete for like $30.
I don't know if I could recommend going back to 3. I can't imagine 3 holding up very well.
Honestly, it would be less about that and more about having the complete collection, because I have 1 and 2 on the shelf on for my PS1s. So,
I'll be honest with you. I'm surprised you didn't say Lunar Silver Star Story remake.
How do you remake perfection, Travis?
It really is really great.
Lunar is pretty great. I love it.
So good. That's so
and
good.
But I don't know. I'm not sure. Like I felt like with Lunar, like I certainly would not turn down another Lunar, but like they did Lunar 1, Lunar 2, and like they've got all the remakes of all those. But then do you guys remember Lunar, what was it, Silver Song or something like that on the DS?
Silver Star Story? No.
No, Silver Star Story was the
DS
first
game
one.
Okay.
There was a DS game that was like Lunar Silver Song or something like that.
Yeah.
No.
And I can't remember what it was. And it was garbage. Like I was not happy with that at all. Let me see. Lunar for the DS. It was a Dragon Song, Lunar Dragon Song.
Right.
It just wasn't that good. And I was rather disappointed with it. So I'm afraid of that, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, I certainly wouldn't turn it down. I'm still gonna, if they made a new Lunar game, I would still buy it. I would still try it.
Absolutely. Alrighty.
All right. I think that's the show.
Thank you, Amy.
Good stuff. Thank you, Amy, for that question. That was great. I like nostalgia hitting. That was good. Cool. Well, anything before we wrap up then? Get out of here, guys.
That's hot. Let's go.
It's hot. Let's go.
my cat's been sitting here almost the entire show.
I saw him like walk back and forth across the screen a couple times. So.
Yeah, she's been sitting here like the entire time. That's new.
Nice.
Probably just wants food.
Showing her butt. Jesus.
Yeah, right in her butthole.
Good stuff. Well, thank you all for listening. Hope you enjoyed your show. If you did, please tell a few friends about us and like and subscribe. That really helps us. We appreciate it. You can also check out our stuff on Linktree right there. You can look it up. It's a linktr.ee/interactivedistractions. And I think that's a show, gentlemen. So that wraps up 428. Until next time, my name is Chris.
I'm Jeff.
Oop.
I messed it up.
Oh no, we have to start all over again.
Try it all over again. Go, Jeff. It's your turn. Quit screwing this up for everybody.
And I'm Jason.
I'm T-Man.
Bye.
Play your games, and we'll talk to you next week.
Deuces.
Come on, guys. Left to right. We go.